everyone, welcome to Watch It Paint It. Today I'm back painting another character from Wanted Earth, which is still currently on Kickstarter. There's only a few days left now, so if you're interested in that at all, I advise click on the link in the description, go and have a look. As I said before, I've not played it, so let me know what you think about it. Put that in the comments below. So today we're painting Pinck from Wanted Earth, and this is how the prototype model, again this is a prototype, so the final versions hopefully be even better quality, and just showing it you against the card as well. So that's how it looked as it arrived in the post. And I'm going to start by priming it. I'm using a potted primer this time, applying it with a paintbrush, and that's just because again it's raining and I don't want to get wet and go outside and try and spraying that, and nor did I want to inhale lots of primer in my garage or something. So just applying a thin watery layer of primer to the model, just so I'm able to paint on top of this. This is Vallejo's primer, and I'm using an older brush here that I care less about and just applying it liberally. So there we go. So that he's primed now. I'm going to start with Pale Flesh by Vallejo, and this is just for all the skin parts, so his arms on show and his face. That's about it, his neck as well, I guess. So it looks fairly pale in the artwork, so I'm starting off straight away with a fairly pale skin colour. So that's that done. And then I'm on to light denim, and this is for his t-shirt. In the artwork it looks sort of light blue, whitish, so I'm starting again just straight into light blue, and I'm gonna highlight this up to sort of white basically. So that's that done. And Wasted Jeans is for the denim jeans he's wearing, so this is a darker blue. As you can see, this is a really watery paint, so I'm going to be applying sort of 5 coats of this one by the end. So I'll just do one quickly on camera for you, and that's that. And then I went away and did another 4. We're going to use Machine Gun Metal, the darker of my silvers. This is from Zombicide, and this is to paint his sort of metal arm, his gauntlet. I don't know if this is like a power fist or he's got a bionic arm. I'm unsure. Maybe it says on the Kickstarter somewhere. Maybe I should have read deeper. Maybe it had some background for him. So you guys let me know what you think it is. Necromancy Cloak. This is by the Army Painter as well. This is the dark grey. And this I'm going to do his watch strap and his rucksack. So both the straps very carefully around the t-shirt, as I've just painted that in already. For all of this so far I've been using my regiment brush, so fairly big brush. This is quite a large model. It's bigger than Zombicide, so it's quite easy to paint really. I've just switched down there to my detail brush to do his trainers. You can't see the trainers in the art, but you know, he looks quite trendy, he's quite young, so I'm going for Converse. That's what the kids wear, right? So I'm painting on some grey Converse there. Hopefully they look good. So I'm just doing the toe cap in white there and painting on his shoelaces as well in Brain Matter Beige. That was Warlord Purple's next by Vallejo, and this is for his bright pink hair. So I'm not going to use a shader on his hair, so I'm going to shade it with the darkest pink, I guess, that I've got. So I'm going straight in with that. Just back to the regiment brush again, and then trading down to the detail brush, and that's to paint on his sort of name badge and his watch face, and that's the base coat done. So next I'm tagging in Benson. He's back again this week, so that's awesome, and he's just going to be doing the highlighting for me while I had work to do. So he's used Survivor Shader, the black shader, and that's to shade the gauntlet that he's wearing, and then he's going to use Flesh Wash, and that's just to do his skin. So they're the only 2 washes we're going to apply, so one to the metal and one to his flesh, just to get in all those nooks and crannies and give it his features, make his features stand out, his lips and his ears and such. So he's going to take light denim and Brain Matter Beige, mix those 2 together about 50-50, and then he's going to apply that to all the raised areas of his light blue t-shirt. Hopefully you can see that. Here we're using a new brush. This is a Pro Art, or Pro Arty, I don't know how you pronounce it, which Quickdraw Supplies were kind enough to send me, so get to try out some new brushes coming up soon, and hopefully I'll be able to do a review of those in the future. So this is a nice size. It's between my detail brush and my regiment brush, so it's an extra size, which has been quite handy. So here you can see he's just applying that to all those ruffles in his shirt. So each raised part we're just highlighting up to this sort of 50-50 shade of white and that light blue. Apologies, Benson seemed to think my camera was X-ray and it could see through his hands, so unfortunately it's focusing on his hands a little bit during his part of this video, but I've tried to slow it down on the bits which aren't his hands for you, so you can see what's going on. So there he's just mixing in more of the Brain Matter Beige with the blue, so now he's got about 25% blue with 75% of the grey matter base. So he's just making an even lighter highlight to put on top of that thicker highlight that he put down. So now he's much thinner strokes. So that was the 2 layers there. He's taking pale flesh out now, and this is just a highlight back up the skin where the shade sort of settled on areas we didn't want it to. So he's leaving the shade in the recesses on his skin, so in between his muscles, in between his sort of elbow joint, and in between his fingers, all his facial features. But around that, he'll be highlighting back up his muscles and his fingers and his cheekbones, his jawline, the back of his neck, as you just saw there, his ears. They'll be highlighted back up. So hopefully you can just about see that happening in the background. And then there you go, quick glance at what's being taken place. So that's just putting the colour back after the wash. It's got a bit too much paint there, so as you often see me do as well, wiping it off on our thumbs. He's going to be mixing the wasted jeans with the light denim, and this 50-50, and this is to highlight up the jeans. So you can see again, applying quite a thick line to all of those ruffles in his jeans. So we're going to be there'll be multiple highlights on the jeans. So this is just the first one. So you want the thickest line on this part. And you can see there's a lot of creases. He really should have ironed these jeans. So fair play to Benson for sorting that out for him. So there, he's mixed in another 25% of the light denim, and he's putting a thinner line on top of those lines he previously painted in. So hopefully you can see now that's starting to take place, and you can sort of see the 3D effect of highlighting that up coming in. He's going to be doing Squid Pink from Vallejo and that Warlord Purple. War Purple's good, maybe they should name it that. But he's going to be mixing that 50-50, and that's to highlight up his hair. So he's painting each individual sort of strand of hair that he's got on the model. A lot less than it's got in the artwork, but it's still pretty accurate and it looks good. So that's what's most important. Doing his eyebrows as well, not painting his eyebrows. And then he's moving on to 25% of the War Purple. It's definitely called War Purple from now on. And this is just to do the tips of each of those strands. So almost neat Squid Pink there. And just doing the very thin line on his eyebrows. He's going to be using Filthy Suit from the Zombie side with Necromancy Cloak, 50-50, and this is just to highlight up all those Necromancy Cloak grey areas. So that's his rucksack and his watch strap. So he's going to be catching the edge of all of the parts of his rucksack with this, including the straps, trying to gently catch both sides. He's using the detail brush by the Army Painter here, so this is quite intricate work. Hopefully you can just about see that. Claymore blades, that's the lighter of the silvers that I used from the Army Painter, and this is to highlight up his metal arm, and he's going to be catching all the raised parts of this, so all of those sorts of what would you call them, pipes coming out of it, along with all the edges, all the harsh angles of the glove, and then his fingers and his fingertips there. He's just taking a bit more Survivor shader, and that's to just shade in between the laces that I painted on before, just to give them some definition. It's going to be going back to Brain Matter Base, so he's painting in the lights on his gauntlet here, so he's starting to just apply the white coat under. So anywhere you can see those blue lights, we're just applying a base coat of white back on top of all that metal that we've previously painted. Hopefully you can see that's quite tricky work, just taking our time with that. So then we're taking Glaze Medium and Electric Blue, mixing this about 50-50, maybe a little bit more glaze than paint. This is to make a blue glaze, which gives that sort of glow effect. Hopefully that's what we're hoping for anyway. And painting that on with the detail brush, hopefully you can see just on top of the white that he previously painted in just then. So hopefully you could see that was applied. And using Dead Black, he's going to paint on Pinck's eyes now. So he gives them an undercoat of complete black, and then he paints the eyeball inside that black. So that black undercoat gives him the outline of his eye, and then hopefully you can just about see this. Then he's painting the white eyeball on top of that, gives the eye some definition, and then just switching back to the black just to paint on the two pupils. And lastly, I'm going to be back here with my gloss varnish, and I'm just going to varnish over the top of that glaze that we applied before, just to give it that sort of shine, to try and make it emulate light coming out of this gauntlet. And I think you can see the glaze it's taken effect quite well. It does look like it glows to us. If anybody's got better ways of doing that, let us know in the comments below. We're always looking for nice ways of applying a light effect, and that's something I said in the last video. I'm starting to learn that these models are really good for learning this light effect, so I'm quite interested in going forth and applying that to other models. See it a lot in Arcadia Quest as well from Magic and glowing, various glowing things. So next, Benson's going to be doing some freehand, and he's going to be painting that in that symbol on his t-shirt. So hopefully you can see this. He's just taking the dead black, and he's using a detail brush, and he's just carefully painting on at the symbol. Stop the clock. 1 hour 6 minutes, which is weirdly exactly the same amount of time as Li-Fi took as well. So that's strange. Maybe these models all take 1 hour 6 minutes. Hopefully you can see it looks pretty good. I much prefer this one to Li-Fi. I think it's just a more interesting model, a lot brighter, more interesting colours, and I'm very pleased with where we went with this. So let us know in the comments what you think. I've got one more model I can paint from Wanted Earth. Let us know if you'd be interested in seeing that. What do you think to the new background? Is green a bit clearer to see, or do you prefer my black desk? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching.